Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? Yeah, I'm a little rough. I'm at the campground in the camper, and I don't get all prissied up. Not out here. So, we're going to talk to your dad. And he was already yapping before I hit the button, and that's normal. But he's going, I say, boy, I say, boy, I say, foghorn, leghorn. I say, boy, pay attention. I say, boy. So I got on YouTube and I watched a couple of old foghorn, leghorn cartoons. He says, oh, this part isn't funny. He says he felt like, kind of like sometimes he was too, even if he wasn't that way in your opinion, this is how he felt in his opinion. That maybe he was too, I say, boy, you do it this way. I say, and if you notice, foghorn, leghorn, he would just keep yapping, and he usually wouldn't give. He usually had the. I liked it when he had the little bird with him. I say, son, son, say, son. I can't do it right. I didn't find that one, but I didn't look hard enough. Find that one, and how the little bird looked up to him and everything. Was he a little chicken hawk? I can't remember. That's been a long time ago. You might be too young to even know who foghorn, leghorn is. But he felt like he didn't give you enough time to talk. How do I want to say this? He says, I'm doing it right. No, I don't think so. But he kind of yipped, but didn't really give you enough time. This is what he feels. Time to respond. It wasn't like an equal conversation. As I tell you, I say, boy, pay attention. Say, boy, pay attention. That kind of thing. Sitting, letting you have your feedback as much as he should have. And he's apologizing for this. And also, foghorn, leghorn will be a sign from him. You could be walking through the store and you might see a picture of him, in the kids section when you walk through. I don't know if anybody's, foghorn. It might just pop up on your phone. It might pop up on your TV or your tablet or whatever. When you get signs from him, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you signs. Bring more signs. Give them permission. That helps a lot. If you give them permission. Sometimes they just don't want to scare you by knocking on the wall or hear their footsteps, or I don't get any cool stuff in my house. Okay, he wants you to know that Grandpa kind of treated him that way too, even though Grandpa didn't realize that he was being maybe a little too forceful and not letting him have enough feedback, so he did it, pass it on down. He doesn't want you to do that. He doesn't want you. He wants you to make sure, if you have kids, whatever, you give them time to give a little feedback. I'm just looking at a big, I call them whooping cranes. I don't know what they are. Big old bird sitting by the water. Anyway, my eyes were drawn to that. I'm not sure why. Usually, whenever I'm drawn to something while I'm doing a reading, it's for you. Maybe you live somewhere close where you see these big old long-legged, long-necked birds, or maybe you used to go fishing or hunting with him somewhere that used to have these birds. There's always a reason. I just never know what it is at the time. And I do not always know. So, he says you can tell Grandpa hi all day. You can tell him hi all day. Tell him hi all day long. He can hear you. And I promise you, they can hear you, they can see you. You can talk to them all you want to. You just can't hear them like I do. But they can absolutely hear you. All you gotta do is call out their name. They'll be right there. Whether you can feel it or not, if you could just learn to trust it. Do you or did he or one of them used to work on cars? I'm getting the strong smell of, gasoline and oil and those kinds of things. And I'm hearing vroom, vroom, like somebody revving a car up. Maybe you're just now having trouble with your car. It's like I see lots of tools, though. Maybe you're a mechanic. One of you was a mechanic, or you tinkered with tools, cars. He starts laughing. He says he's been known to take things apart and not figure out how to put them back together again. But he's giggling. He didn't say it in a mean way. He says, you're perfectly fine just the way you are. He says, you should be skipping and singing your way through life. Happy-go-lucky, with a song on a wing. Is there a song that says that? There's some kind of saying or some song on a wing. And you need to lighten it, brighten it, make it happier. Because don't take life too seriously. My nose is itching. It feels like there's a little hair or something right there. So you will feel that. It may not be exactly on your nose. Sometimes it's on your cheeks, sometimes down here, and you can go like this. What the hell is that? That's him touching you. So again, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more signs. You want to know what should you be doing? He says you should be enjoying your time on this spin around the planet. This life spinning around on this planet. He said you should enjoy it. You should hug more. You should love more. You should relax more. No, you can't just sit in a chair and not get up and not do anything. Hug your family more. That's what's important. The new couch is not important. The new car is not important. There goes that tickle again. He says those things don't mean crap once you get up there. Now it's tickling here. Reset your priorities. What's more important? Your wife? Your family? Whether people love you and not hate you? Is that grudge important? Is that anger towards a co-worker important? No. Evidently you have kids. He keeps mentioning kids. So if you don't have kids, it could be nieces and nephews, or it could be the neighbor kid. Because he's not saying that they're your kids. He just keeps talking about kids. He keeps tickling me. He says, go get a fishing pole and go spend some time with them. That's what's important. Go give your wife a hug and kiss her on the forehead. That's what's important. That's validation. Know that you are blessed more than you know. Jobs come, jobs go. You really don't want your family to go. So what's more important? There's always another job out there, but there's not another dad or son or brother or sister or wife. There's not another one of those out there. He's not saying quit your job. He wants you to switch your thinking on priorities. What's important? He's very adamant about it, but he's saying it very soft. He's very peaceful. He's very happy. He's being very solemn and serious on this, though. I don't know what he means. Life's a bowl of cherries until you eat them all. I don't know what that means. I've never heard that before. You do you. Don't let other people tell you how to think and what to think. That's how you will be okay. Don't worry about their judgment. Oh, I say that all the time. But don't be an asshole about it. Go, Dad. He's telling you to go find your peace. Peace isn't in that new couch. Peace isn't in that new car. I had to get up and grab something, and as I walked around, he was telling me to look out the windows. I have lots of windows. There's nobody here. I don't think there's another soul here but me. It is the most peaceful thing watching the crane walking around, watching the big hawk keeps flying over. The bugs are doing their chirping thing, and the dog's not barking.
Look, the universe affects everyone. It's very rare for this.
Touched a button I shouldn't have. But that's my peace. He says you need to find yours. Still haven't quite found it yet. Is your peace sitting in your chair with your feet up watching TV? As long as you're not ignoring the whole family for hours and hours on end and never do anything with them. What's wrong with that? Find your total peace where your stomach isn't knotted up. He says he loves you very much. He always did. And he wished that he had told you that more. But don't forget, he's looking at you like this. Don't forget that applies to you too. Don't do it to your family. Go hug them. Go make sure they feel that they are loved by you. Because he doesn't feel like he did it enough. And again, maybe he did, in your eyes. But him, he thinks he could have done it a lot more, a lot better, a lot stronger, a lot more loving. And a little less bossy, he says. I will always be watching out for you. And again, I promise you 1,000%, he can hear you, he can see you asking for help. They cannot override your free will choice. But if you need help with, did he tinker with cars? Is that where I keep seeing the cars and the tools? Or whatever, something he was good at here, and you need help with it, ask him. Because I always tell people, don't ask Uncle Joe for help with financial stuff if Uncle Joe didn't have a pot to piss in, because he didn't understand how it worked here. So asking, and then just you don't even have to say it out loud. I promise you. And it may happen 30 seconds later, and it may happen 6 months later. Like one person got a hold of me last month and said, hey, that thing you said in my reading 6 months ago, it finally happened. I don't know the timeline, but the things will happen. You don't like your job, and you would like to have a job that you would enjoy more, ask him. I'm just using that for an example. And you'll be going to the store, the gas station or something, and somebody will call you. And they'll say, hey, I work for this great company. There's an opening be perfect for you. Why don't you apply? It's that simple. Sometimes, like I said, it's the next day. Sometimes it might be 6 months later. He says, don't forget, love is eternal. Love never dies. I actually did not die. I will call it living again, just in a different form. And I am so much at peace. And he feels so soft, so mellow, so full of love. Like I want to squish him. Know that you are loved by many up here. There are actually multitudes. It may be hard for you to understand the concept of multitudes up here that love you, but it is true. He says it goes back not only angels and archangels, but it goes back generations and generations and generations of people that come forward and want the best for the loved ones still struggling through this world down here. And I'm not saying you're struggling, but Earth 3D is quite a struggle sometimes. It's hard. He says, don't ever think you're not good enough. I'm watching that crane. So beautiful. They swim when they're big wings. Swim. When they're big wings and they get right along the water and the tips of their wings touch the water every time they're that close to the water. And he came down here and turned around and came back and there was 2 of them. He got his buddy or girlfriend or whatever. Find your peace. And it's Friday night. There should be a shit ton of people here. I like it like that. I heard him say again, hey boy, like foghorn. Pay attention. Pay attention to your dreams. Has he come to you in dreams, or have you woke up? Dreams, I cannot interpret dreams. They come like so cryptic, and I don't dream. I almost never, ever, ever dream that I remember. I'm sure I probably do. They come in cryptic. To most people, I don't know how to interpret those. But he's been trying to send you messages. So not every dream will be a message. Put a piece of paper and pen beside the bed, because when you wake up, if you do remember a dream and it just starts melting immediately, start writing. Pretty soon you'll see similarities. You'll see little bits and pieces. Okay, well, that was in that dream, that was in that dream, that was in that dream. That's the message they're trying to get to me. I don't know if it's always going to be him or your guides and angels too. Probably all of the above. He says, and ancestors. You've got some ancestors. I don't know how far back, working on some stuff. He showed me a picture of Foghorn Leghorn. And then he hit on my head. Don't be hard head. Hope that's for you, not me. You could feel tapping on your head. And it may not be very hard. It might be you just get a headache on one side all the time. From him tapping on your head trying to get your attention. Wake up, boy. Makes me itch. Because I know I didn't give you some exact clear-cut answers, but some of these things you have to figure out for yourself. We can help, but we're not supposed to do it for you. That's part of learning Earth life's lessons. Your soul and your spirit need to learn. And I cannot override your free will choice, which we said before. I just want you happy, son. So happy that you want to jump up and click your heels. With that, I was going to say with that he's going to leave, but with that they're going to leave. There's a herd. They're all just standing back there, like just showing their presence. And Grandpa's standing right behind him, waiting on him. But Grandpa's grabbing your dad's shoulder and he says, "We did good. We did good. We did okay with what we had." Whoa. That is cool as shit. I'm glad the greeting's over. That looks like a white crane. I don't think I've ever seen a white one. It looks white from here. I'm going to have to go take a picture. Much love to you, my dear. Don't hesitate to call on your dad or grandpa or whoever. They can hear you. They will come help in the way that they can. Later, Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Later.